Wow, it's a little late for you guys. Good effort. Obviously, an incredible game. And the first thing, you say after something like that is, you tip your hat to your opponent. I mean, TJ's done an unbelievable job at Iowa State. And, it was a kind of a back and forth game. And, I felt like, we controlled it a few moments. I felt like they controlled it a little more than we did. And they were better down the stretch of regulation than we were. And you're just trying to hang in there and give yourself a chance. But, a desperation three is probably not the chance you're trying to give yourself, but, it made for great theater. And so first thing, crazy respect for Iowa State and their players. And listen, one of their best players is injured, so let's make note of that. And that Lipsy kid, I don't know what he's got going on with his right hand, but he's got big bandages on there and this and that, and he plays his ass off. So crazy respect for them, and rest assured they got something waiting for us when we go to Ames. So we're going to enjoy this one tonight. It was a great moment for Arizona basketball, and we're going to celebrate that. Our guys deserve it. It hasn't been an easy year, but we're trending in the right direction. So I'm thankful we found a way to get over the top today.
Hit the shot, what'd you think?
Holy shit. We practice half quarters. We actually do for fun. And he's decent at them. I'm probably a little bit better than him at the half quarters, but he let it go, and it's online, and that's all you can do. Online, don't leave it short. And when it went in, it was pretty amazing.
Your thoughts on Caleb Love and the player that he's been throughout his career, being able to come through in moments like that and extended moments in overtime?
Moments like that are crazy. That's, you can't script that stuff. That's, I don't know if that's luck, to be honest with you, and probably a little bit, and maybe a little bit of just belief. But I was, racking my brain. I've been, probably involved in more of those games than I know. But there've been a couple recent ones. Jalen Suggs, Final Four, UCLA. I think that was for the win, which was nice. Great way to end. And then, Arizona State a couple years ago here, hit that on us. So, it happens. It happens. And, it's devastating for Iowa State because they did a lot of things to deserve the win, but it just happens sometimes. And so, Caleb did a great job. And, hey, listen, you guys know I love that kid. And I'm here with it, and I'm here for him. That's my job. My job is not to run away from the players that, I've helped choose to be part of this program. Sometimes, it can be easier, as easy as just make a few more shots. But you got to hang in there. You got to hang in there. And so for him to make that shot and then come out in overtime and make the first 2 threes, let's hope that's, takes a ton of pressure off of him, and he can move forward here and play great the rest of the year.
Caleb's been up and down all year, though. Really hot, really cold all year. 1 for 11, I think, entering that before he hit that shot. Were you thinking that? Is that maybe?
Listen, Bruce. Anybody shooting from half court, I'm probably not feeling great. No matter who it is. I definitely didn't think, oh, he's due. He's going to make this one. It just happened, and then after that, I think, sometimes that happens, and you have a moment, and it maybe snaps you out of something, and you can perform from there. So hey, I'm going to fight and scratch and claw for all our guys, and so, that was a great moment for him, but what was even more impressive is the next 2 threes in overtime to let's win this game.
Can you talk about the circumstances of events? Henry goes in, hits the first one, purposely misses the second one. Just your thoughts on that. And then they have to come back and hit 2, but they don't. And then
hey, I've always said, just from the days of sitting by myself watching basketball or, watching it with my dad, on TV, that the hardest free throws to make are to go from 2 to 4. How often do you watch a game and a guy makes both of them? And it's amazing how often they miss to keep the suspense going. And he missed the first one. And then, made the second. We kind of looked at a play. It didn't look great. The plan B is throw it in, take a dribble or two, and let it rip. And and that's what happened.
There were about 3 occasions where 2 of your guys almost knocked each other over going for rebounds. And at the end of the game, almost everyone on your team was diving on the floor, even though the game was pretty much over.
Yeah.
What do those effort plays tell you
Well,
about?
effort is, you have 2 things. You have effort, scheme. Effort and scheme. Effort and scheme, and with scheme goes execution. You can't be good one without the other. And, what's funny in those rebounds, a lot of times guys are getting knocked down. You know who's knocking them down? It's Tobe. The dude's a beast. Played his ass off tonight. I mean, what's his line here? I mean, he has 17 and 12. And what do you have last game? 9-15. The dude's crushing it, and he's playing clean, and he's doing great. So I mean, he's a beast, and he was amazing on the glass today. That really allowed us kind of to make some runs early in that game to kind of give us a little bit of separation, so we could absorb a few runs later. So he gets a ton of credit. Jaden gets a ton of credit for running the show. Caleb for responding. KJ, that dude is a bad boy defensively. He's everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, relentless. So he was great. And then Carter, Carter had, he's had some better moments, but he had his real Arizona moment today. And none of it was dunks. None of it was easy. I mean, to go 4 from 5 from 3 and to put the nail in the coffin in a game like this is pretty special.
Made that shot, evaluating this kind of game, would you have been happy with the overall effort?
Ain't living in that world. I'm not living in negative hypothetical. Nope. Bruce knows I don't live in positive hypothetical, and I definitely don't live in negative hypothetical. Nope. Not even going there. And I'm not trying to act like Sirianni or whatever, the guy from Philadelphia, the coach. I'm not trying to act like that, but definitely not going there.
That final stretch, though, what was Iowa State doing so well defensively?
Well, they're just great defensively. They got a great scheme where they, they're really good on the sides. They always have somebody down in the low hole for help. They're great in their rotations. You go to your middle ball screen package, they have answers for it, which can be putting 2 guys on it, going under screens, and then they switch. So you're always kind of off balance a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to attack it. So, I mean, they're obviously a great defensive team, and they have been for years. So, nothing but respect.
When everyone talked about what the Big 12 would be like, was this kind of what you thought it would be like?
I knew the games were going to be tough. I mean, I haven't sat the last couple of days for 1 second and thought, oh, we got this, we're at home. I knew it was going to be tough. And, I was, after our game on Saturday, we played early. You got to go home, and I'm sure we all watched Kansas and Houston. How many times did Kansas have that game won? And Houston just kept hanging in there. So welcome to Big 12 basketball.
You talked about there. This move puts you into second place in the league. Can you just kind of explain the race?
Too early. And, we're going to celebrate this one today. It feels like a bye week because we don't play till Saturday. So we get an extra day to kind of recover and build back up. But we know we have 2 tough road games. I mean, listen, we have a rival on Saturday, and we all know how those games can go. And, and we've had some battles with Arizona State. I expected nothing less. And then we got to go to one of the tougher places to play in the country at BYU. So, I'm looking around the corner and wondering when it lets up, but I don't think it does.
This is just one game, Tommy. What do you think about the team, and what does it mean? What does it say?
Do you want to use this game as an event, or do you want to make it, part of your process? And I hope we make it part of our process. An event, it starts, it ends, it's over, great, awesome. A process never ends, right? And so I hope we make this part of our process. That's what I'm looking for. Make this part of our process, part of our growth, part of our, developing convictions, learning from our mistakes. Because here's the deal. We're going to have to play Iowa State again. And we know they have something waiting for us in Ames. So, let's see how we look in another, 3 or 4 weeks whenever we play them next.
And maybe the crowd. The crowd was pretty good.
Crowd is awesome. I mean, I love the late night crowd in Tucson. The kids are home in bed. Hopefully the parents went out to a good happy hour before, had a few tall boys during the game, and let's go. I mean, guys, Arizona basketball is special. And Tucson, the community's special. And the combination of those things is amazing. And they showed up today. They make an incredible difference So, I encourage him to keep doing that.
You mentioned the communication defensively that you guys had out there and the high level that it was tonight and how it made Iowa State their offense a little bit difficult to run. Just your thoughts on your guys' progression defensively throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think we're a bad defensive team. I think actually we can be really good, and I think we've been great at moments. You're just fighting for consistency. I mean, the first half of that game is a defensive battle both ways. Second half, the game both teams kind of got going a little bit here and there, but they got going a little bit more than we did, and it's hard. I'm sure they're trying to figure out our scheme, we're trying to figure out their scheme, and then at the end of the day, TJ and I are have been kind of growing up in this business together. Hopefully we both try to coach our asses off, but it's those players on the court that are making things happen. And those guys get all the credit. And there were some warriors on both sides out there battling tonight.
Yeah, speaking of that, a couple games in a row, Tobey's really put back a ton of shots there. I mean, when you think about
He's done what?
put back a lot of shots.
Yeah.
On rebounding, and has he kind of broken through there even more lately?
I mean, you hope so. I mean, hey, what he does is not an easy job. I mean, going and getting balls, against other big guys that are trying to block you out. I mean, man, that's hard living. And if you have guys that are tough enough to step up and do that, I mean, it was incredible. I mean, he was a phenomenal player today, and he probably gets overlooked a little bit in the scheme of the game because everybody's going to remember the shot and then the overtime. But I mean, that's the guy that put us in position to hang in there.
How would you describe the physicality of this game?
I mean, it's good. It's good physicality. I mean, listen, it's no different than us playing UCLA, over the years and in mixed teams, which are really physical. So it's good. And we had great officials. I mean, TJ and I are probably having conversations with them, little disagreements here and there, but they're great officials, and they know how they want to ref these games. And so, sometimes you just have to adapt accordingly. And, I wish we would have had another call here and there, but that's how it goes. I'm sure Iowa State feels the same thing. I mean, they let the game, I thought it was physical, but I didn't think it was crazy. I thought it was clean for the most part, and that's what great officials do.
You mentioned sort of feeling like a bye week. You give them a couple days off after a game like this?
Bruce, I'm going to go meet with the staff right now, and we're going to figure it out. And you know what? Because here's the deal. We're still working. Just like you are tonight. You're not on Chat GPT tonight, are you? You're writing your own stuff, and we're doing our own stuff too. So we're all on it together, and we'll figure that out. We'll figure out what it looks like and what it feels like.
Just because you have, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Let's get through. Well, obviously, we're taking tomorrow off. We need to, and then we'll kind of assess from there.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.